Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome if you are new. I hope you're all having a great week so far. So in today's video we're going to be carrying on with this colour along from Johanna Basford. So I'll be using the Arteza pencils again, so I'll go ahead and zoom you in and we'll get started. Okay, so first going in with lemon yellow, we're going to make a start on these little cups that we've got here. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the little moon on this one and the little star details on here. So I'll just use normal pressure, fill them in completely, and we'll use the same colour to do the stars here coming away from the drink. Next, taking peacock blue, we're going to go ahead and make a start on the cups themselves. So I'm going to do these like a nice blue colour. So I'm going to go ahead and use light pressure and do a base coat on these cups. Then taking ultramarine blue, I'm going to add some shade to these. So for this bit down here, I'm going to darken up the bottom edges. So just use normal pressure along here. And then lift the pressure as you come towards the middle. I'll do the same for this little section. And then we'll add a little bit of shadow here from the handle. And just take it down to the bottom edge. And then again, I'm just going to lift the pressure to blend that out. And we'll add a little bit of shade to the bottom here of the handle. And the same for the top. And again, just lift the pressure as you come round. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of darkness either side of this top rim. And again, just lift the pressure as you come in towards the middle. So for this cup, I'm going to go ahead and darken up the bottom section where it sits in the saucer. And then lift the pressure as you come up the cup. We'll add a little shadow to the bottom and the top of the handle. And again, lift the pressure as you come away. And we'll do a little bit of shade on this top rim. And then for this saucer, I'm just going to darken up the bottom section here because I feel like that would be a little bit darker. And then go ahead and lift the pressure off. Next, going in with our white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and blend this all together. So I'll just go from like side to side on these bottom bits and just drag the two colours together. And the same for the handle. So you just want to use normal pressure when you do this. And then we'll do the same for this one. Then going in with fruit punch, I'm going to add some smoke into these cups, but I want to make it look like there's pink smoke coming out of it, make it a little bit more magical. So I'm just going to use really light pressure and go ahead and fill in this smoke detail. And I'm actually going over the lines as well because I'll add in some white Posca over the lines. So I want to make sure that it stands out. So just really light pressure and fill in the little smoke that's coming away. We'll do the same for this one. Okay, and then for inside of the kettle, I'm going to go ahead and use this to fill in the liquid in here, because obviously if we've got pink smoke coming away from our cups, then this drink must be pink. So I'm going to go ahead and just use light pressure and fill in the inside bit of here. And I'm going to avoid the little leaf details. Then going in with turquoise, I'm going to go ahead and fill in these little leaves in here. So I'll just use normal pressure for this and just fill these in. And I'm going to fill in these little tiny bits as well, like chopped up leaves. So we'll do them green as well. Then going back in with our white pencil, make sure you've got the blue off of it. I'm going to go ahead and go over the pink to blend it all out nicely so we don't have any of the texture left on the paper. Try and avoid the green because it will smudge the green into your pink. You could do this beforehand if you didn't want to risk it. Next, going in with periwinkle blue, I'm going to go ahead and do a base coat on this because I think it's supposed to be like a glass kettle so that you can see through into it. So I'm just going to use really light pressure and just add this colour in so that it gives the appearance of like a glass instead of just leaving it white. And then we'll use peacock blue to add some shade into our glass. So I'm just going to use light pressure with this as well and just add a little bit of a shadow here to the bottom section from the liquid. And along here where we've got this line. And just take it along this edge as well. And we'll do some on the top here. And I think we'll add a little bit of shadow to this side. So again, just using light pressure, I'm just going to add a bit of a shadow in. And we'll go ahead and add some to the handle. And we'll darken up a little bit of the spout. Then going back in with our white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and blend this all together. And then taking peacock blue, I'm going to go ahead and do light pressure and fill in the bottom of the teapot. Then taking ultramarine blue, we'll add some shade. So I'm going to darken up either edge and then lift the pressure as you come towards the middle. And then I'll go back in with peacock blue and use normal pressure to blend that together because I want that underneath it to be a bit darker. Then we'll use turquoise to go ahead and fill in our little dots on here. So I'll just use normal pressure, fill these in. And we'll use this to fill in this edge piece as well. Then going back in with fruit punch, I'm going to go ahead and do light pressure and cover the rest of this little towel that's hanging down. And then taking our white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and blend the pink. Next, going in with our Posca pen, I'm going to go ahead and go over the little lines in the smoke. So I'm literally just going to follow them round and just make them white instead of black, just so it looks a little bit more smoky. And then for our teapot, I'm going to go ahead and go around the lines in here just to get rid of them. And then I'm just going to add like a little shine where the liquid is inside the teapot, just so it looks like it is actually catching the light. Okay guys, so that's that one finished for now. So I think we'll move on to the next one down and make a start on here. Okay, so first going in with Orchid Purple, I'm going to make a start on these leaves that we've got. So I thought these would look nice in like a purpley pinky colour instead of doing them green like standard leaves. So I'm just going to use normal pressure and go ahead and fill all of these little leaves in. Then next, taking Amethyst Purple, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the stalks that are coming away from the leaves so that they're nice and dark purple. So again, I'll just use normal pressure and fill these in. And then I'm just going to use this to add a little bit of darkness right to the very bottom edges of these leaves. So I'm just using light pressure and just adding a little bit of this darker colour to the leaves. Then going back in with Orchid Purple, I'm going to go ahead and do a base coat on the soil because I thought the soil should be purple and pink to match the tree. So now going with Amethyst, and I'm just going to add a little bit of shadow to the edges. And then I'll go back in with Orchid Purple and go ahead and blend that together. Okay, so next going in with Peacock Blue, we're going to move on to the little pot that it's in. So I'm going to go ahead and do a base coat on this top edge here and the bottom edge down here. And I think we'll do every other stripe. So go ahead and add a base coat into these. And we'll fill that one in blue as well, just so that we haven't got any odd number of stripes. And then I think we'll use turquoise for the other stripes. So I'll go in again, just use light pressure and add this colour into the stripes that we've got left. So then taking ultramarine blue, I'm going to add some shadow to our blue stripes. So again, I'm going to darken up the edges and lift the pressure as you come towards the middle. Then taking deep teal, I'm going to do the same for the turquoise stripes. So we'll just add some darker colour right up against the edge. and then again just lift the pressure to blend this in towards the middle. Then going back in with our white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and blend this together. So I'm going to do the blue ones first. Clean off the blue and then go ahead and do the same for the green. Okay, and I'm going to do our little snail to match our tree. So I'm going to go in with orchid purple and I'm going to do a little base coat on his body and his little shell. Then going back in with amethyst purple, I'm going to go ahead and darken up around this little line or twist on his shell. So I'll just use normal pressure for that, make that nice and dark. And then we'll add a little bit of shadow underneath his shell. Just lift the pressure as you come away. I'm going to give him a tiny little shadow under his head. Then going in with orchid purple, I'm going to go ahead and fill him in properly and blend the colours together. And I'm going to use this to fill in his little trail that he's left behind as well. Then going in with our Posca pen, I'm just going to add a little eye onto our snail, tiny little eye, and then we'll just give him a little bit of a highlight on his shell. Okay, so that's how our first two are looking. So I think we'll move on and do the key next, work our way down. Okay, so first going in with Peony Pink, we're going to make a start on this key. So I want like the main elements of this to be pink, and then we'll add in some other colours as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and use light pressure and add a base coat to the areas that I want to be pink. And then we'll go in and add a bit of shadow afterwards. So we'll do that bit there. And I think we'll do the handle in pink as well. So I'm going to use orchid purple to add some shadow. So I'm going to darken up the bottom section here where it joins and here where it joins. So just normal pressure for that. And then I'm going to lift the pressure off as we come towards the middle. I think we'll just add a little bit of shadow along this bottom edge as well, just to darken that up a little bit. So we'll do the same here and darken up the bottom and the top section. Leave the lighter colour in the middle. Then for the top of the key here, we'll add some shadow right up on the top edge. And then lift the pressure as you come down. We'll add a bit of shadow in here. And then I think we'll just add a little bit of shadow right to the very bottoms of these sections here. Okay, for the handle, I'm going to use the lines that she's drawn in, or the little dots, as our shade. So I'll just go over that using normal pressure, darken up that edge, and then lift the pressure as you come up. We'll add a bit of shadow into here and there. And do the same for this side. So going back in with Peony Pink, I'm just going to use normal pressure now and go ahead and fill this in properly and mix these two colours together. Then taking amethyst purple, I'm going to go ahead and fill in these little details here. So like this very top piece and these little circle details here. And I'm just using normal pressure to fill these in. Do the same up here. And for these little ones. And we'll fill in this little circle section and around here. And the outside edge of this one. Then taking peacock blue, I'm going to go ahead and fill in these bits. I think they're like gems. So I'm going to make them like little gemstones. So do a light base coat with peacock blue. Then going in with ultramarine blue, we'll add a little bit of shade. So for this one, I'm going to darken up the edges. And just leave the lighter colour in the middle. For this one, we'll just go over the lines, darken them up. And then for this one, we'll add a little bit of a shadow to that corner. Then going back in with our white pencil, just going to use that in the centre to really lighten that up. And over here where we left the lightest colour, and we'll just add a little bit to that one too. Then taking lemon yellow, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the little stars in the background. And then to add a bit of the turquoise colour in, we're going to use turquoise for this little label here. So I'm just going to use light pressure and add this all over the label. Then taking deep teal, we're going to add a bit of a shadow to the label. So what I'm going to do is where we've got these little lines, I'm just going to darken that up so it looks like there's a bit of writing on there. Then going back in with our white pencil, I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. So I'll just use normal pressure here. So going back in with our Posca pen, I'm going to add some highlights. So I'm just going to add a little tiny one onto this gem. And the same for this one here. And this one. Just to make them look a little bit more shiny. And then we'll go ahead and add a few little highlights onto the key. Okay guys, so that's how we're looking so far. So I think we'll do one more. So I think we'll go ahead and do these bottles next. So first going in with peony pink, we're going to go ahead and make one of these bottles pink. I think we'll do this end one here in pink. So I'm just going to use light pressure and add a nice base coat of this colour down. We'll leave the label and we'll do that after. Then taking fruit punch, we're going to add some shade to our pink bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of shade around these joins here. So I'm just using normal pressure and just adding in a little line of shade. We'll add a shadow underneath the label and along this side from this bottle here where this would be casting a shadow. And then I'm just going to lift the pressure off to blend this out. I think we'll add a little bit of a shadow to this top edge as well, and then again lift the pressure to blend that out. Okay, and I don't want that to get any darker, so I'm going to go back in with our white pencil and use this to blend this out and lighten the bottle ever so slightly. Okay, and then next going in with orchid purple, I'm going to go ahead and do this one because I want the bottles to get darker as they go along. So I'm going to use light pressure and add a base coat to this one. Then taking royal purple, I'm going to add some shading. So for this bottom section, I'm going to darken up the edges. So just use normal pressure here on these bottom pieces. And then we'll lift the pressure as we come in towards the middle. We'll add a little bit of a shadow just underneath this label. And again, just lift the pressure to blend that out. We'll add a shadow from the top of the bottle. And then again, lift the pressure. Then for this neck, I'm going to add the shadow all the way down the right hand side. And then lift the pressure as you come over. We'll go ahead and darken up this little bit completely because that would be in shadow. And then we'll add a shade to the right hand side of these top pieces. And I'll just add a little bit down here as well. Then going back in with orchid purple, I'm going to go ahead and use normal pressure now and blend this together nicely. So I'm going to take it over where we added the darker purple. Go ahead and blend this all together. Next, going in with UBE purple, I'm going to make a start on this bottle. So this bottle, you can see it's got something inside of it. So I'm going to make whatever is inside of it look nice and purple. So I'm going to add this colour. I'm just using light pressure at the minute. And just randomly place this colour in. Then taking Fruit Punch, I'm going to add some of this colour in too. So again, I'm just using light pressure. And then I'm going to go ahead and darken it up. So I'm going to use a bit more pressure on the pink areas. And just lift the pressure off as you go over the purple. Then we'll go back in with UBE and go ahead and darken up our purple sections. Then taking Periwinkle Blue, we're going to make this one look like a proper see-through glass bottle. So I'm going to do a light base coat on here. And I'm going to use Peacock Blue to add some shadow in. So I'm going to darken up under here from this other bottle. And we'll add a little bit of darkness to this bottom corner too. So just use normal pressure for that. We'll add a bit of a shade here and here. And just along the right hand side at the top of the bottle. I'll run this along this little join just to give a bit of shadow to that. And then I think we'll just add a bit of light pressure, but add a little bit of extra colour there around the label. Then going in with our white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and blend that together. Okay, and this one I want to make the insides look blue, so I'm going to go in with Peacock Blue again, and this time we'll just do a light base coat inside here. Then taking ultramarine blue, we're going to add some darkness into here. So I think we'll just add like little circles and then lift the pressure to blend it out. We'll do one up here. And we'll add a little bit here. And a little bit over here. And then I'm going to go back in with peacock blue and go ahead and blend this all together. Then taking UBE purple, I'm going to go ahead and make a start on the bottle itself. So I'm just using light pressure here, adding this colour in. Then taking amethyst purple, we'll add some shade. So I'm going to start by darkening up this little bit here, giving it a bit of a shadow from the other bottle, and then lift the pressure off. Do a little bit over here. And we'll add a little bit of shadow to these top corners. And then again, just lift the pressure off. Add some underneath this join here. Lift the pressure off. And then we'll do the top edge of this join. And lift the pressure off as you come down. And then we'll do the bottom there. And then I think we'll just add a little bit of darkness to the bottom of each of these little sections. And then just lift the pressure off as you come up. Then going back in with our white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and blend this all together. Next, going in with turquoise, we're going to make a start on the last little bottle. So I'm going to use this to do a base coat on this bottle. So it'll be a nice turquoisey greeny colour. And do the same for the bottom. Then taking deep teal, we'll add some shade in. So again, I'm going to add a bit of shade to the bottom of the bottle. So I think we'll go from about here, just under the label, bring it down the edge and along the bottom. So just use normal pressure for that, and then we'll go under the label. And now I'm just going to lift the pressure off so that we can blend that out a little bit nicer. And then we'll add a little bit of shade up here. And then again, lift the pressure off to blend that out. And we'll add some over here. And then lift the pressure off as you come across. And I'm just going to add a little bit of a shadow here on that little arch. And again, just lift the pressure off. So going back in with our white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and blend this one together. So again, just normal pressure and go ahead and blend it all out. Next, taking jasmine yellow, I'm going to make a start on the labels. So I want to make these look like the old-fashioned sort of labels that you get. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as our base coat. So just do a light coat over the labels. Then I'm going to use camel brown to add some shade to these. So for this one, I'm going to add a little bit of shade along this edge here from the bottle in front. I'm just using light pressure and then even lighter pressure to blend the colour out. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and add this over where the writing is to give that a little bit of a shadow. And I'll do the same for this one here, add it into the shadow. And then I'm just going to add some to the bottom and lift the pressure. So again, here we'll go over the writing, and this one will go over the writing too. And then I'm going to add some to the edges of this one. And I think we'll use this to add a bit of shade to the centerpiece as well. We'll add a little bit of shade up here on this one, and then we'll go all round the edge on this one just to darken up all the way around the edge. And we'll do some on here too. So going back in with our Posca pen, we're going to add some highlights. So I'm just going to do some little tiny ones on here where we left the lightest pink. And then for this one, again, we'll add some where we left the lighter pink. And here, add some down this side. For this one, we'll add a highlight straight across there. And I'm going to take it over the potion as well, so it looks like the glass is reflecting off the potion. And we'll do the same for this one, so sort of give it like a little curved shine. We'll add a little one in there too. And then for this one, we'll add a little curved shine along here and a little one down here. And then some little highlights to the top. Okay, and that's that one finished. Okay guys, and that's how the picture is looking so far. So I'm going to leave it here for this video, and next time we will come back and do some more. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.